Welcome back. Thom Hartmann here with you. And just to wrap this up, this is, you know, the punchline, I think, here. The Democratic Party is changing. And it's a very, very good thing. And the Democratic Party is getting back to its FDR roots, back to its Great Society roots, back to being the party of the working people, of the people. The problem is that the majority of the so-called Democratic commentators that you will see on network television, who are paid a couple $1,000s every time they show up, if they're identified as a contributor for the network, it's a paid gig. The majority of them are part of this inside the Beltway old boy network. You have these people like Harold Ford Jr., you know, who used to run the DLC, right? And they're put out as the voice of the Democratic Party. That's nuts. But see, for the networks that want neoliberalism, you know, it's very profitable for them. They want deregulation. They don't want, you know, an active government, you know, working on behalf of the working people, even their own employees in many cases. They're you know, trying to bust unions and whatnot. The networks don't want to talk about, you know, you could call it populist issues. I'm wary of using that word because it's being demonized so aggressively by these neoliberal Democrats and by, frankly, neoliberal Republicans who are using it to attack Trump and Bannon. But the reality is that both in the United States and in France, people, and frankly in the UK, this is what you saw with Brexit. People are saying, enough already. We're sick and tired of politicians who get rich being politicians. We're sick and tired of politicians who take, you know, like the guy that we've been talking about for the last 2 days, take a $33,000 contribution to propose legislation that's going to make $90 million for a company that's in the business of issuing prepaid debit cards so that they can rip people off, right? We're sick of it. We're sick of politicians self-dealing. We're sick of the Republican Party saying, yeah, we're going to tear down Obamacare, except for ourselves. We're going to put a loophole in there that says that members of Congress and their staffs still get all those Obamacare protections about, you know, you can't throw people off their policies if you get sick or if they get sick, and you can't charge people more if they're sick and pre-existing conditions, all this kind of stuff. You know, people are sick of it. They're sick of the self-dealing. They're sick of the hypocrisy. They're sick of the we know better than you, and they want another FDR. And I'm telling you, FDR, the way that FDR presented himself to America on the left is the way that in the early years Hitler presented himself to Germany on the right. Beware of right-wing populism. Hang on.
You're listening to the Thom Hartmann Program. Call 202-808-9925.
Because only left-wing populism can beat it. And if the Democratic Party doesn't aggressively embrace left-wing populism, we're all screwed. Let me just be very clear. I am not calling for party purity. I'm not one of those people who wants to purge people out of the party because they don't agree with my view of how the party should be. I think that, you know, it's fine that if we have, you know, pro-life Democrats. I think it's fine if we have Democrats who think that we should deregulate the banks. If they can get themselves elected in their districts and if the people support them in those positions, God bless them. And the Democratic Party needs to continue to be a big tent party. But the party itself, the direction that the major ship is going, if it does not return, and it is, but it has, you know, the Democrats have to, if it does not return to its FDR roots, it's going to be in trouble. And I think it is. But the thing is that the Republicans are so good at being the opposition party that, you know, they figured out how to manipulate the media. They figured out how to get the people on their side as the opposition. Now, they don't have a frigging clue, as I said earlier, about how to govern. The Democrats know how to govern, but they haven't figured out yet how to be the opposition party, like rolling out this $15 minimum wage yesterday, which was a major announcement, huge press conference, and legislation being introduced into Congress. And did you see one mention of it on any of the network news shows? One mention. I didn't. I mean, maybe it was there. But, You know, it should have been the top news all day long. Instead, it was Trump, 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 Trump. Because, as Les Moonves, the head of CBS, says, Trump may not be good for America, but he's great for CBS.